Very good morning, all. Hope no one had any breakfast or coffee. Very soon we'll complete this session and you can have a break. Confirm whether now my voice is audible to all. Okay, if you confirm me whether my voice is audible, I'll start the session. Okay, now network is okay. Morning. Still they were sleeping. Okay, let me start the session. Yesterday, we come to know the chemical reaction which undergo changes in physical state and they change their color and they change their temperature and they release the gas. Gas is evolved from the chemical reaction. And we also come to know that once the chemical change happens, it is not reversible. It is not reversible. I gave example when we burn the paper, it converts into ash. Ash cannot be converted into paper. Hence, the burning of paper is chemical change. When you melt the wax from the solid state, it converts into liquid. And again, when you leave it, it solidifies. That is physical change. Because it easily gets reversed. And hence it is physical change. The ice cubes converted into water, and again that water when you kept in refrigerator, it is converted into ice. Even that is also physical change. Hope everybody got what is the difference between chemical change and physical change. Chemical change, which usually get change in physical state, temperature, gas is evolved, and change in color. And it cannot be reversible. Whereas physical change, it may change the state, but easily it can be reversible. Hope everybody cleared with this? What is the difference between physical and chemical change? Is that clear, all of you? When I shared the screen, it was clear to all? Okay. Today, okay. It's supportive. Morning, no disturbance. Very clear network. Very good. This is I need. when I convey the information, it should be cleared immediately, right? Who is under name Darshan? In physical change, only the state will be changed and there is no chemical change, and easily it is brought to the first state. Easily it get reversible. Water to ice, ice to water. But when you boil it, it get evaporated. Gas is formed, right? And it get evaporated. The amount will be get reduced, and that is called chemical change. Gas is evolved, state is changed, the amount of water is reduced. But when you close the cap, and again it converts into water vapor and collected into the bowl, and that is once again physical change. Clear, all of you? Very simple, very simple. When it converts into gas and if it get evaporated, if the amount is reduced, when it mixes into the air, that is chemical change. If you close the lid and the evaporated water is collected again, and when you kept aside, again the steam converts into water, that is physical change. And of course, there won't be any new substances. In chemical change, there will be formation of new substance, new product. In physical change, there won't be any new product or substance. This is correct answer. Okay, we'll move on to the next concept. Chemical equation is are written at LHS, left side, and we use more than one. Then here also we represent with plus symbol. In between reactants and products, we use the symbol arrow. Arrow is used between reactant and product. In order to represent symbolically regarding the chemical change, we use chemical equation. Once the number of atoms at LHS and RHS are balanced or equal, then it is called balanced chemical equation. The number of atoms of reactants and the products are same, then it is called balanced chemical equation. Now when you are seeing the example Mg plus O2 arrow MgO, this is not balanced. This is not balanced. Why? The number of oxygen is 2 and the magnesium is 1, but at RHS both are 1. So in order to balance it, just write 2 in front of magnesium oxide and 2 in front of magnesium. Then it get balanced. Then the number of reactants, the number of atoms of elements of reactants are equal to the atoms of products. When you look at the example zinc plus sulfuric acid, zinc sulfate plus hydrogen, this is completely balanced. Then you no need to write any number in front of the elements. chemical change or chemical reaction brings change in state, change in color, evolution of gas, change in temperature, and easily it cannot be reversible. In order to balance the equation, first look at the highest number, then you try to balance the highest number, and obviously some changes takes place and that changes should be rectified, and finally go with the lowest number and see that the number of atoms at LHS and RHS are equal. Then finally you write the state of the compounds. Writing the state of the compounds is very important at the final stage of balancing the chemical equation. Some of the examples where the chemical change takes place. When carbon monoxide reacts with hydrogen, it forms methanol. This is a chemical change because new product is formed. When carbon dioxide and water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll undergo photosynthesis to form carbohydrates with the release of oxygen and water, and this is also chemical change because by using carbon dioxide and water, carbohydrates are formed, oxygen is released, and this is called chemical change. All of you cleared? My voice is audible to all when I share the screen. Is that clear? The concept is cleared? Because yesterday so much of disturbance, so I'm just glancing it. Okay, fine, Kirti. We'll continue. The first to form one single combined with water, it forms calcium hydroxide, and there is one product, and hence this is called chemical combination. And this chemical reaction, it is very useful for whitewash. How it is useful in whitewash? When the quicklime combines with water, it forms a slaked lime, and slaked lime is used for whitewashing, which gives a white bright appearance, and hence the quicklime, when it is combined with water, it forms slaked lime or calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide is used for whitewash. Whitewash in the sense used for painting the walls, which gives white appearance. In villages we come across this concept. Some more examples for chemical combination is carbon, when it combines with oxygen, forms carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, when carbon reacts with more amount of hydrogen, it forms methane. That can be one example. Hydrogen and oxygen combines together to form water. This is also example for combination, because two reactants combine together to form one product. This is known as chemical combination. I told when carbon combines with excess of hydrogen, then it forms methane. And that methane undergo combustion in presence of oxygen. It results in the formation of carbon dioxide and water. And here the heat is evolved, and hence this is a very good example for exothermic reaction. The question may ask in your board exam, what is the difference between exothermic and endothermic? And even the question may ask what is exothermic or what is endothermic reaction. So this is one of the example for exothermic reaction. The methane or fossil fuel undergo combustion to form carbon dioxide and water. With the release of heat, heat is evolved, and hence it is called exothermic reaction. In the same way, when we consume the food and that food undergo combustion in our body, how? By respiration. The glucose in presence of oxygen breaks down to form carbon dioxide and water with the evolution of heat. And this is also a very good example for exothermic reaction. The water is the product, carbon dioxide is the product, where along with this heat is evolved. And when you look at the reactants, there is glucose and oxygen, and these changes takes place in different parts of the cell. The glucose converts into pyruvate in cytoplasm, and the pyruvate enters into mitochondria, and then finally it converts into carbon dioxide and water in mitochondria. This is such a huge process, but it is represented very simply in one equation. And this is also a very good example for exothermic reaction. Now, till now we discussed about chemical combination, that is, two or more reactants combine together to form one single product. Now you all observing two equations on the screen. Yes, Netra, so late. Okay, I just posed a question. You all come across two equations. What kind of chemical reaction was that? Yes, Priyanka, it is correct. Decomposition. Always, decomposition is quite reverse to the combination. And the question may ask what difference you come across between the chemical combination and decomposition. They are quite reverse, right? Combination, two or more reactants combine to form two or more simple products. I'll repeat. Decomposition is a chemical reaction where one reactant breaks down to form two or more combination. Yes, all of you answered correctly. It is decomposition. Very good answers. Okay, I hope everybody cleared with chemical combination and decomposition. The example for decomposition is when calcium carbonate undergo decomposition, it forms carbon dioxide and water. I'll show the screen. You just have a look on the equation. Calcium carbonate breaks down to form calcium oxide and water. And calcium oxide, when it combines with water, it forms calcium hydroxide. So always focus on this equation. It will be asked in the examination how the chemical combination is considered to be opposite to the decomposition. When you want to represent the answer, you want to quote the example. So this is the easiest example. Calcium carbonate, when it undergo decomposition, it forms calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. One more example for decomposition. When ferrous sulfate undergo decomposition, it forms ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. And this is also example for decomposition. Now, this is one more example for decomposition. Lead nitrate decomposes to form lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. Decomposition while heating, when these compounds are subjected to decomposition, they belongs to thermal decomposition. Okay, before entering into next concept, there were two more compositions, that of water, that is the water breaks down into hydrogen gas and oxygen in presence of electricity. It is known as photolysis of water, that is photolytic decomposition. In presence of electricity, water converts into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas, and that is electrolytic decomposition. There is one more, that is photolytic decomposition. When silver chloride kept outside under the sunlight, the white color silver chloride converts into grayish silver metal. and it photolytic decomposition. That is, silver chloride is one reactant which converts into silver metal and chlorine gas, two simple products in presence of sunlight. Hence it is called photolytic decomposition. Very good definition under the name darshan. Very good answer. And who is under name darshan? Okay, all of you cleared with the thermal decomposition, electrolytic decomposition, and photolytic decomposition. Now, the question may asked on three areas. So, everyone should have the practice on chemical equations. Okay? Now, I'll give one question. You just answer for that. When XCl2 is kept under sunlight, it forms a grayish X and it releases a gas. And what is the grayish X and what is the gas released? I'm waiting for your reply. Okay, Kirti, you gave one element name. My question is, what is X and what is the gas released? And your answer is for what? Okay, chlorine gas is released. And you are supposed to answer X is Ag. X is Ag means on the place where there is X, it is nothing but silver. Okay? Yes, Priyanka, it is correct answer. But no one represented X is Ag. No one answered in that manner. Very good, Arpita. Okay, we'll move on to the next concept. Yes, Darshan. Still, I didn't come to know who is under name Darshan. Yes, now this is the way to represent the answer, Priyanka. In examination, they'll quote what is X and what is the gas released. Okay, X is Ag or silver metal and the gas is chlorine. Yes, Revati is there. Good. Good answer, Revati. All the times you will be very silent. Yes, very good answers. Good. Okay. Okay, we'll move on to the next concept. solution. After some time, iron nail become near, very close to the iron nail, become brownish in color, and very dark blue color copper sulfate solution get dimmed. It get faded. This is because the iron starts moving towards the copper sulfate and it replaces from the copper sulfate and it forms iron sulfate and they separate copper, and hence the very dark blue color copper sulfate fades because copper is removed from copper sulfate and it turns light brown at the nail because of iron sulfate, the formation of iron sulfate. And what changes do occur in this chemical reaction? Look at the place of iron, it is single. Copper sulfate, it is a compound. Look at the products. Now single iron is converted into compound. And copper sulfate, which was compound, now it is single. Now what happened here? Iron just sat on the place of copper. So copper sulfate converted into iron sulfate and copper get separated. And this chemical reaction is known as displacement reaction. Why it is called displacement reaction? Highly reactive element displaces less reactive element to undergo a chemical change, and such reaction is called displacement reaction. I'll repeat, high reactive reaction. I hope everybody cleared with this. We'll have few more examples. When zinc reacts with copper sulfate, zinc sulfate is formed and copper gets separated. When lead is reacted with copper chloride, it forms lead chloride and copper. And in all these examples, copper is separated and the metal is undergoing displacement. Why it is so? Why it is so? Why the copper is getting separate from the copper sulfate and the metal which was single, now it is forming a compound. Why it is so? I'm not getting reply. Very simple. Highly reactive elements are iron, zinc and lead compared to the copper. So iron easily get replaced zinc easily get replaced, and it is also get replaces, hence there is the copper. Okay. Very good answer. Yes, copper is less metal, whereas iron, zinc and lead are highly reactive compared to the copper. Okay, we'll move on to the next concept. And the first equation, copper reacts with oxygen to form copper oxide, where addition of oxygen takes place, and such reactions are called oxidation. What is oxidation? Addition of electrons or addition or removal is known as oxidation. Very simple. Addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen or removal of electrons is known as oxidation. Copper combines with oxygen to form copper oxide. Such reaction is called oxidation. There is one more reaction where addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen takes place, or addition of electrons takes place, and that reaction is called reduction. Copper oxide combines with hydrogen to form copper plus water. From the copper oxide, oxygen is removed, and for oxygen, hydrogen is added. So here we can see both removal and adding. Copper oxide, it loses oxygen. Oxygen combines with hydrogen to form water. Addition of hydrogen is known as reduction division. Removal of oxygen is also called as reduction division. Same example which I explained previously. Copper oxide is reduced to copper, that is removal of oxygen. Hydrogen combines with oxygen to form water, that is addition of oxygen is oxidation. Here simultaneously we are finding removal of oxygen is reduction, addition of oxygen is called oxidation. Both are occurring simultaneously, hence this type of reaction is called redox reaction. Redox reaction is a chemical reaction where both oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously. There is one more example. Zinc oxide plus carbon form zinc plus carbon monoxide. Zinc oxide reduced to zinc. This will be asked in your exam. They don't ask the equation. They'll give the equation. They'll ask which element got reduced, which element got oxidized. Which element got reduced? Zinc oxide reduced to zinc. Carbon oxidized to carbon monoxide. Clear, all of you? Zinc oxide, carbon monoxide. Manganese dioxide. Manganese oxide is reduced to you want to concentrate which is reduced and which is oxidized. Manganese dioxide reduced to manganese chloride. HCl oxidized to form water. Hope this concept is little bit tricky, but still it is very important in your exam. Where actually oxygen is removed and where actually oxygen is added. If you concentrate very clearly, you will get the answer. Which compound is reduced, which compound is oxidized. Definite question on this. Which element is oxidized, which element is reduced? Definitely they'll ask. Hope everybody cleared with this redox reaction and which element is oxidized, which element is reduced. Cleared? Okay, fine. If it is clear, we'll move on to the next concept. And the next concept is double displacement reaction. If you all have any doubt, I'll repeat. Okay, we'll move on to the double displacement if you don't have the doubt. The double displacement reaction is also called as precipitation reaction. Double displacement is also called as precipitation reaction. Why it is called precipitation reaction? Double displacement reaction always results in the formation of insoluble substance called as precipitate. Double displacement reaction results in the formation of insoluble substance called precipitate. Any reaction that produces precipitate is called precipitation reaction. Any reaction that produces precipitate, it is called precipitation reaction. Okay, what happens in this precipitation reaction? In precipitation reaction, there will be exchange of ions. In precipitation reaction or double displacement reaction, there will be exchange of ions between the reactants. And hence it is called double displacement reaction. Why it is called double displacement? The reaction in which there will be exchange of ions between the reactants is called double displacement reaction. Now I'll show the example. No. It is removal of oxygen, addition of hydrogen, not nitrogen. Hydrogen. Reduction means removal of oxygen. Okay, cleared? Nitrogen. Still, I didn't confirm who is under name Darshan. Who is under name Darshan? Yes, Arpita, very good answer. Times, right? Okay, Deepa, it is hydrogen, not nitrogen, okay? Okay. Okay, Deepa, rectify the definition, okay? Okay, we'll move on to the next, last concepts. Corrosion and rancidity. Now, I want to show the equation for double displacement reaction, right? Okay, I didn't took the photograph of that. So it is, the equation is when the sodium sulfate combines with barium chloride. When sodium sulfate combines with barium chloride, it forms barium sulfate and sodium chloride. Here, sodium and barium are the metals. Sulfate and chlorine, they just mutually exchanges between sodium and barium. So, sodium sulfate converts into barium sulfate, barium chloride converts into sodium chloride, and hence there will be exchange of two places, two displacements, and there will be formation of ions, and the ions get exchanged between the reactants, and such reaction is called double displacement reaction. Now we'll finally move on to the last concept, corrosion and rancidity. Corrosion and rancidity. Usually, when the metals are kept open in the air, the metals are easily eaten up by the air, water, moisture, salts. When the metals kept open, easily they are eaten away by the water, acids, salts, and the moisture. Such process is known as corrosion. When the iron is kept open, it converts into reddish brown powder, and such process is known as rusting of iron. It may ask for 1 mark. What is rusting of iron? When the iron kept open in the air, it reacts with moisture, air, salts present in the environment to form reddish brown powder, and that is known as rusting. Very simple. When the iron reacts with air, it forms rust. and that is called rusting of iron. And also we can go with more examples. Silver reacts with sulfur dioxide to form silver sulfide. In the same way, carbon combines with oxygen to form copper combines with oxygen to form copper oxide. And also sometimes the copper combines with carbon dioxide to form a green coat substance. All these are the example for corrosion. Silver combines with sulfur dioxide, copper combines with carbon dioxide, iron combines with oxygen to form reddish brown with iron, black coat with copper, green coat with silver. Even this may ask for your exam. And these are called corrosion. And this corrosion damages tons of metals every year, like damage of car bodies, bridges, iron tracks, ships, objects, many more will get damaged by the corrosion. So, in order to prevent this, painting, greasing, anodizing, galvanizing, greasing, etc. will be done in order to prevent corrosion. And the last concept is rancidity. What is rancidity? When the fats and oils are oxidized, that change is called rancidity. When fats and oils are oxidized, they result in a bad smell and taste, and that is called rancidity. Now, how to prevent this rancidity? Usually, the food is preserved by antioxidants. Antioxidants prevents oxidation and they prevent rancidity. And many times we keep the food in airtight containers. Airtight containers doesn't allow oxygen to combine with the food items, and hence oxidation will be prevented. And many times a packed food, in order to prevent rancidity, they use a nitrogen gas, which prevents the oxidation. So the chips we consume is filled with nitrogen gas, which prevents rancidity or oxidation. So this is about the first chapter, chemical reactions and equations. Now, how you all want to study this lesson? You all want to study the lesson, the definition and example, definition and example, definition and example. If you all learn the concepts with definition along with the example, that is equation. And corrosion and rancidity, how to prevent it. You want to concentrate on that, then definitely will get very good marks in this lesson. Okay? Now, shall I pose questions now? Any doubts to be cleared? Any doubts? Okay. The chips manufacturers fill the chips packet with an air, with an gas to prevent rancidity, which is the gas filled by the chips manufacturers. Yes, Kirti, it is nitrogen, correct answer. Yes, Priyanka, correct answer. Yes, Revati, correct. So nitrogen gas is filled in the chips packet in order to prevent rancidity. Now, which is the preservative added in order to prevent the rancidity of fats and oils? Which is a substance used to prevent the rancidity of fats and oils? Which substance is added? Okay, Priya, Revati, spelling mistake. I didn't observe that. Yes, Priyanka, it is antioxidants is the right answer. Antioxidants are the substance which prevent oxidation added to the foods containing fats and oils in order to prevent oxidation or rancidity. Yes, all of you answered correctly. Very good answers. Very good answers. My next question is, when iron is kept open, it forms reddish brown powder, and this process is called when iron kept open, it forms reddish brown powder called as yes, Revati, it is rusting of iron. Very good answer. It is rusting of iron. Yeah, Kirti, it is spelling mistake. Yes, rusting is the right answer. Priyanka. Yes. Answer is rusting of iron is the right answer. Okay. Monisha, just now she entered. Netra, it is rusting, not correct. Okay. Previously, I just told silver combines with sulfur dioxide to form a black coat, and green coat on copper. All these are the example for corrosion. Reddish brown coat on iron, black coat on silver, green coat on copper. All these are the best examples for corrosion. I'll repeat. Reddish brown coat on iron, black coat on silver, green coat on copper are the examples for corrosion. Okay. Now, what is redox? What is redox? What is redox reaction? Yes, excellent answer, Priyanka. Both oxidation and reduction. Sir Lakshmi. Deepa, you look at your answer. Keep the correct answer. Arpita, good. Correct answer. Yes, Revati, correct answer. Deepa, look at your answer. The reaction in which redox and reduction takes place simultaneously. Yes, Netra, correct. Okay, it is the reaction where the oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously is known as redox reaction. Okay, of oxygen is known as in any chemical reaction, addition of oxygen is known as okay, Deepa. Get the correct answer, it is oxidation. Oxidation is the right answer. Addition of oxygen is oxidation. Okay. Next. Addition of reaction called as what is? Yes, Netra Ishwarya, correct answer. Aishwarya, correct? Okay, I already gave one more question. What is addition of hydrogen in the chemical reaction called as? Audible? Audible, all of you? What is addition of hydrogen called as? Yes, Priyanka, correct. Lakshmi, correct. It is reduction or addition reaction. Both are correct. Reduction reaction or addition reaction. Both are correct answers. Good. Reduction is the right answer, Revati, Aishwarya. Everyone answered correctly. Okay, my next question is how the chemical combination differs from decomposition. How the chemical combination differs from decomposition. It is quite lengthy. Think over it and answer. How the chemical combination is different from decomposition. Look at the question properly. I gave iron sulfate plus copper, and you are giving the answer for iron plus copper sulfate. Those two are entirely different. My question is iron sulfate plus copper. What kind of reaction is this? When iron sulfate combines with copper, what kind of reaction occurs? Okay, y'all gave when iron combines with copper sulfate, it forms displacement reaction. That is correct. But my question is iron sulfate plus copper. What kind of reaction do they take place? Why no reply for this question? It is so easy. There is no reaction at all. Because iron sulfate, iron is more reactive than the copper. So, copper don't have the capacity to replace the iron. So, there is no reaction. No reaction is the right answer. No, Kirti, it is wrong. There won't be reaction at all. Because iron is more reactive than copper. Copper doesn't have the capacity to replace iron. So there is no reaction at all. There is no displacement reaction. No reaction. Okay, cleared all of you? Okay, we'll wind up the session. Hope you all not had any coffee break or tea break or milk break. You just have that. Okay, see you all soon tomorrow. Okay, happy Sunday. Thank you for visiting and also for answering and attending very good answers. Okay, thank you one and all. See you soon.